exciting super sports collection show. My name is Bruce Starr. I'm I have been getting so excited about sports card collecting. I can't believe it. And I've been looking at some of the statements that people make when they talk about, well, what's the benefits of sport card collecting and what are the downsides to sport card collecting? And I hear comments saying addiction. You'll get really addicted. It's really addicting. And you should see my dining room table. Oh my God. It is completely filled with cards that I'm working with and maneuvering. It is so exciting and so much fun to keep gathering new cards, good cards. And that's why we've put together a program called Cards for Kids. And we're giving away cards to kids everywhere I go. We're going to be giving away cards to encourage kids to get started collecting. So we'll talk more about that during the show. But I want to introduce my co-host, my fellow host, Alex. Hello, Alex. Good to see you again, my friend.
Hey, Bruce, good to see you as well. Great to be back.
I want to let you get started talking about some of the things that's been happening for you in the last a couple of weeks and some of the cards that might have come back for you.
Yeah, so I've actually sent out a decent amount within the last couple of weeks. So I'm glad, at the time of this show, all of them have come back.
Oh,
As of
cool.
last week. Yeah, some of them taking a little bit longer than others. So I got a couple interesting ones here. Um, One of them is Bill Lee. Many people may know Bill Lee.
Spaceman.
Yeah, Spaceman. He inscribes a lot of his cards, and I will. You'll see up here what he inscribed my 1973 with. I'm not going to spoil that, but it's kind of interesting. He does a lot of inscriptions like that. Let's see. So the other one that is more notable, I got back a 1958 Bobby Richardson with the inscription of
Whoa.
1960 World Series MVP. So did not ask for
Whoa.
the inscription, but inscriptions are always pretty cool. So nice blue Sharpie across the front. So I like the inscription though. It's pretty neat. Put that over here. I did get back a 1963 high number Benny Daniels. I also sent out his 1961. So he signed them in nice blue Sharpie. They're nice looking. So he was a pitcher for the Senators back in the
Okay.
early 60s.
Okay.
Another one which is kind of interesting. I'll show this one. I can explain the whole thing behind this. So Wilbur Wood, I sent out his 1964. So what's interesting with him is he inscribes everything to your name,
Oh,
your first and last name. So I think that's kind of interesting. A lot of people usually do like, to Alex or to Bruce or anything like that, but he will do your first and last name, I guess, to prevent people from selling his cards or anything. I mean, it's kind of interesting. I may have touched back. I think I may have asked or told you about your Chuck Estrada that came back that high number. I will, I'll touch on that again. He signed the 1967 and the 1968 Mets team. I did get back a 1958 Whitey Herzog, nice blue Sharpie across there. He's, Hall of Famer, $5 a card. You can't
wow.
beat that. It's a
Wow.
really beautiful looking card. Um, Another interesting was I actually sent into a signing with one of my friends, I think a couple months ago. The signing kept getting delayed. It was for Mike Lum. So I got back his 1968 and his 1972 for my set. Very tough auto to get. You will not get him through the mail at all, and he is always traveling. So that's a really nice card. He's got it, 1972 is a nice picture. 1968 rookie. I believe that might be a higher number. Yeah, card number 579. So that's a nice one to get. And based off the background that you may see behind me, this is probably the most notable one that I've gotten back. Bill Mazeroski,
Whoa.
1964 high number. and a 1960 World Series card when he hit the walk-off home run
Oh,
in Game 7. So you will see. This is probably one of my favorite cards um, of his, just because of the picture and the action shot that's in there. Um, Him getting mobbed at home plate after his walk-off home run in the World Series, you can't beat that. So a lot more has come back, but those are some of the more notable ones on my end as far as through the mail autographs. Um, so yeah, hopefully we can get some more out soon. I mean, we got tons more to go.
hey, I want to get a Bobby Richardson. I didn't realize he was signing.
Yeah, I have. I think I may have a few more I have to get done too. I usually just send him one just to kind of be, not overwhelm him because I have a ton more. I don't like to send like 8 of them. Kind of don't do that in general. It's kind of like an unwritten rule if you must. But
Now,
yeah, I can work on that. It's
Whitey Ford, why has he passed?
yes.
Okay.
Now it's interesting. I actually do have a Whitey Ford I bought out of a box, $10. It's in ballpoint. I actually don't know if the auto is legitimate or not, and you can show that as well. Maybe somebody can help us out with that. I think it might be, just because from comparison, he has kind of a slower signature, where he takes his time, and then a rushed one. I think this would be a rushed signature, but we can have some other people speculate on what it may be. I might send it out to get authenticated.
So how many cards, we talked about this earlier, how many cards do you think you now have that's been autographed?
I would say probably about 500, and that's only
Wow.
been about maybe a year and a half. There may be more. I haven't counted, actually. I mean, I probably don't want to count, but I have a lot and plenty more unsigned.
Wow. Wow. So as you see, I've got my Florida Marlins shirt on, and that can only mean one thing, that we're getting closer and closer to spring training.
Yes, that's exciting. A lot of good
And
games to watch.
and I know you and I have some special plans about what we're going to do for spring training games to introduce our show to spring training and introduce spring training to our show. So we're going to get busy with that at the beginning of this new year, and hopefully we will be able to get into the camps and interview guys and watch them autographing some cards. So this is going to be very, very exciting. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. That's definitely going to be exciting because now, having two teams, play in the local area, it's kind of, you got double the people, double the. Well, yeah, you have, 4 teams, but you have 2 major league teams coming in. So that's also pretty.
We got
Oh,
the
I'm sorry.
we
I
got the
forgot.
Marlins, St. Louis up here in
And
Abacoa,
then Houston
Washington,
and
and
Washington. I
Houston.
forgot about that. I was thinking around this local area here. But yeah, 4 teams. That's very,
And
very
the
exciting.
Mets are only a half hour away.
Yep. Yes, they are. So really, if you want to think about it, about 5. So that's pretty big. It's a pretty big number there.
Very, very exciting. So I've got some things to share with you. We have a Super Sports Collection Show Facebook page where we are going to have all of our shows and anything else that you want to write about. Like I just said, hey, you guys have common cards. Let's share them. You guys have collections. And here's a show I did with the Philadelphia great Brian Prop, one of the top professional hockey players out of Philadelphia, played alongside Bobby Clark. And then the show number 2, show number 1 that we did, and then show number 5. I'll have to throw in 4 somewhere. There's number 4, the show that I interviewed Leonard Marshall, the 2-time Super Bowl champ, 2-time defensive player, not of the week, not of the month, but of the entire year. NFL, 2-time NFL player of the year. I believe this is, I think this is Pepper Johnson, I think. And this is the great coach, not Belichick, Parcells. He happens to live in our area. He's a little older here, lost some weight, but this is a hell of a picture that Leonard sent me. I really appreciate it. So this is exciting. So we have a website now that we can share with you. Alex, I want to show you this card. I'm not sure what year this is, but I'm sure it's probably in the early 80s. This is a card. I have 4 of these cards by
Okay.
Jimmy Key. Really good pitcher for Toronto for many, many years. Okay. Now, this is not Jimmy Key. I found something the other day that I thought was super interesting. I think I'm on to a major error card here. Okay. Now, this is Jimmy Key to the left, right? Very clean cut, all American, kind of Caucasian, right? And then over here, you've got a very dark skinned, mustachioed guy that doesn't look anything like this picture. What do you think?
That's kind of interesting. I never realized that, honestly. And I know that's gotta be, I would think, from the 90s, like early 90s,
Probably.
I think. But that's really interesting how they let that kind of an error slip through. I mean, left-handed pitcher, okay, I get that. But, that's a pretty big error right there.
That's not Jimmy Key.
No.
That's pretty exciting to find an error card. I just learned about error cards, a while ago, and
Mhm.
so let me see what else I could show you here. Okay, can you see my autograph cards here?
Yeah, look at that. Look at Leonard. Oh, that's a nice signature from him.
Leonard Marshall. I'm going to call him my buddy because he is a new friend of mine. I sent him 3 cards to sign, and a week later, uh, I got these back. And here's another. And like
Nice.
he calls himself, he was a beast. Look at that guy, boy. He is huge and a hell of a football player.
Wow.
So,
That's nice. 3 nice returns there.
yeah. Now, I want to show you this because I took this picture of Frank Howard and I sent it to him and he autographed it.
Wow. That's a
And
nice
Frank
picture.
just passed on in the last couple of months.
Correct, yeah.
So, remember I said I wanted to talk about the these are the cards we're giving away. I have spent weeks and weeks taking all of my uh, common cards and divided them into teams. And when I see kids, either students of mine or at sports card shows or at stores, and if I'm going to ask them, what team do you like? And when they tell me, I'm going to give them a whole pack of cards. Look how thick that is. There's like maybe 100 cards in there.
Yeah.
And we're going to get kids collecting sports cards. We'll kickstart them collecting sports cards with their favorite team.
I like that. That's definitely something to get them, into the hobby and hopefully kind of find their little area that they really like, whether it be, at the time from what I'm seeing, tops, upper deck, Fleer, maybe it'll spark
All
their
different
interest in one way or
kinds.
another. Yeah.
All different kinds. So the other day I was in Abacoa at the truck stop, and this is Nick Wingren. Nick played for the Marlins, and then he played for different teams around the major leagues. And I saw him. We kind of know each other from when he was playing with the Marlins because I kind of see him hanging out, and we would talk from time to time. He's a relief pitcher, and he's a free agent, and he's going to see what he can do to get back into the major leagues. Now, I want to see if this works. This will be fun. This is my new friend Jose at his pawn
So
shop.
we're here with Jose, and Jose has an
incredible pawn shop where people come in all the time and bring their cards. And Jose, thanks for working together with me here. And tell me a little bit about where I am and what you do here.
All right, thank you, Bruce. This is Starr Pawn and Jewelry, located at 8195 North Military Trail, Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. I got a nice little small pawn shop, but I love working with the community. I love helping kids. Anything that encourages kids to get into trading cards or getting into sports or anything like that. That's what it's really about. It's about our kids because our kids are our future. This is not just your average pawn shop. This is a real pawn shop. We treat you like family. We do things for the community. I've been in this business 20 years, and this is what life is about, helping each other.
And we're going to work together to get kids cards so that they can become interested in collecting like I did, and get them off the computers and get them interested in sports and cards. I want to thank you, Jose. I look forward to working with you, buddy.
Same here, man. My pleasure. Thank you so much.
So Jose and I talked. He says, people come in all the time trying to pawn their cards. He just kind of rejects it because he didn't have any need for the cards because they're usually, not that great. But now he's going to take in those cards. And he told me that if he needs a consultant on what he's taking in before he takes them in, I said, call me and I'll come down and we'll, work on it together and see what we can do. I'm excited about working with him in the future. And he also said, listen, anyone that's been in the pawn business for 20 years knows a lot of people. And he said he's going to try to get us into the new stadium, the new Washington Astro complex in spring training, and maybe we'll be able to set up a table and give away our cards and talk to people down there. So
Yeah, that would be really cool.
So this last video, Alex, is I was down at our friend's hobby shop in Abacoa. They have a great hobby shop. Boy, you can get all kinds of cards and all kinds of boxes and rated cards. It's a great place. Blake and Tabby are down at the hobby card shop. They do a great job there, and definitely check them out. Their email is info@hobbycardshop.com. So I want to show you this video, Alex, of a young man opening up this box here. Let's see if this can come together. So look at what we got here. We got someone who's opened up a box of cards. So we got a young collector here, and with that, what'd you come up with?
Show me a bra.
So what did you buy? You bought the Chronicles?
Yep, 2022. We're big 49ers fans, always looking for good Brock Purdy cards.
Dang.
We got
2022 rookie.
2 rookies.
This is
That's also his rookie. Yeah.
2022 Draftenberry.
Ain't going wrong with that. And you found some good cards that you put them right away into these hard plastic cases.
Yep. I'm gonna bring him to Blake, and he lets us know
Yay,
that we're
Blake.
sent.
What makes sense to grade?
Oh, okay. So see, that's what's great about being in the card store. This is it. You get all you couldn't figure this out. No way.
No.
He couldn't figure it out.
I'll
I
waste
can't
money.
figure it out, but he can.
Yeah, we waste money
Come on.
sending it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a better shot. Okay,
Exactly.
show me some of these cards.
So these are not. We're just checking them. So a lot of Brock Purdy cards.
But they need to
Jalen
get
Hurts.
They need to
Patrick Mahomes, another Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady. So we bring them in and see if they're worth grading. Like it's good idea.
And
But if they get
if they are worth getting graded, what do you think the value can be? What does it usually increase the value of a card? Hard to say, right?
It really, at least doubles it more than most of the time.
Yeah.
But the good thing is, if they get rated, you can get more money selling.
Yes.
That's right.
I thought that was really exciting to be able to see a young boy with his father in the card shop, opening up a box and seeing what great cards you can get. I thought that was really exciting.
Yeah, that's cool. You got some big names in there too. I mean, and dad and son doing that. That's really how it starts, and that's always very wholesome to see. Very nice. That's how I started collecting as a young kid too. So, kind of brings me back to when I was doing that with my father.
So one of the things that I'll be sharing in the next show is I've been spending very modest amounts of money uh, getting people's collections that they really don't want anymore. And I'm not talking about rated cards. I'm not talking about any expensive cards, but people have common cards and boxes and crates uh, that I ask people if I can buy some of them from them. And some people say yes. And recently, I have came into a collection where I have about around 30 autographed cards in that collection. Tim McCarver was the one that stands out for me, and some Yankees. So a lot of great cards in there that I'll show you guys out there next time. So, what do you think we might have in store for folks in the future from your end, Alex? What do you think?
So, on top of any more recent returns, I'm gonna show you. It's actually kind of interesting. I was going through some of my autos to touch on some of the errors too. There's a couple 1960 Topps baseball errors that are pretty. One of them's pretty noticeable, but it's actually kind of cool. So I'm gonna go through. I have some error cards as well that I have signed. So I'd like to touch on that and kind of show them and um, you know it's not just the one that you showed, not just it happens, every year. There's always one. So I think it'd be kind of cool to share maybe some error cards or not just errors, variations. There's a lot of variations of other cards as well. So and I have variations of these particular cards I want to show. So I'm gonna go through and see what I can pull out.
I'll tell you, it's getting more and more exciting. When I tell people my age or even much younger, I say how excited I am. They kind of look at me like, all right. And when I say I'm really excited collecting sports cards, and they say, sports cars? What kind of sports cars are you collecting? No, I'm not collecting sports cars. Sports cars.
Yes.
So, and they go, oh, okay. But you know what? Doesn't matter because every spare minute that I want to, I can go onto my dining room table and organize my cards, put them into the plastic pages, the real good ones. I actually look forward to spending time with you personally, in the next maybe even day or two, and to show you some of the cards that I've gotten, because I think you're going to be pretty surprised about some of the cards I've come across. I've got a bunch of who's the highest paid baseball player, newly highest paid baseball player in the world right now.
Otani.
Yeah, playing for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And I've came across plenty of cards of his and Mookie Betts and a lot of I have cards of almost every one of the great players. So I
That's
look forward to sharing that with you. We can sit down and have a tea or something and look at the cards. And also, I want to be able to give these cards away to you, the viewers. If you would like cards to give to your son, to your nephew, to your whoever, your grandchildren, I have cards for you. All you have to do is email me at super sports collection show at gmail.com. And if you're in the South Florida area, I can mail them to you, and anywhere actually in the country. I might ask you for some postage because I can send a lot of cards, and it will great way to get your kids collecting. So free, absolutely free, plus postage. So get to me, let me know. I'm going to take all takers, anyone that's interested. All you have to do is be able to do like a Zelle or a Venmo to pay for the shipping, and I will send you cards. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And Alex, I'm looking forward to spring training right around the corner. I know we have some personal interests in one or two players in the area. I hope we make some progress with communicating with them. And I want to start communicating with the stadiums to let them know that we're doing shows with athletes. And, if you have any contacts with athletes, Alex, let me know and let's interview them, because I think a great part of this show will be that we're going to have athletes on here. We're going to be interviewing athletes, especially at spring training. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Me too. That's going to be an exciting time of the year.
Well, this was a great show. We'll have a lot more for you next time. Have a great next couple of days, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye, everybody.